Good day, everyone. Good day, good day. It is a wonderful day. I'm grateful. I hope you are grateful. And we have an awesome lesson on today. Counterculture is the title. And it's a very good lesson in the book of Deuteronomy this morning. On today. The big idea, justice and the marginalized. That's the big idea for today. And we have a very, very good read for our In Focus story on today. And I do want you to take a minute to read that story. It hits me at home because these type of stories have happened to me as I was a youth as well. But you have here Antoine and Trey, and they're at Trey's house, and there are specific instructions that the mother is given to their son before they go to the friend's house, and that's to pay the maid for her work that was done at the house. Now, you have the son who's looking at the money and thinking to himself why she doesn't deserve all of the money that is afforded to her. And the friend is saying that's her money, she worked for it, leave it alone and give it to them, to her, for her work. And he's thinking of excuses. He's thinking of many excuses. She should have went to college, got a better job if she wanted more money, and why he should keep a portion of her wages. But ultimately, he does the right thing. The friend convinces him that she is deserving of her money she worked hard for. But I wanted you to be mindful that these type of things happen all of the time, to where we're second guessing what's right. And we desire to do things that are not pleasing in the eyesight of the Lord.
As we prepare for today's lesson, think about the word marginalized. Do you see a word or words in the word marginalized? Today's focus scriptures come from the book of Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy means second law. Deuteronomy is one of the most significant books in the Old Testament. The teachings of Deuteronomy are the third most quoted in the New Testament.
It is a set of rulings for dealing justly with loans and how to deal with orphans and widows.
Deuteronomy chapter 24, verses 10 through 15 read, "When you make a loan of any kind to your neighbor, do not go into their house to get what is offered to you as a pledge. Stay outside and let the neighbor to whom you are making the loan bring the pledge out to you. If the neighbor is poor, do not go to sleep with their pledge in your possession. Return their cloak by sunset so that your neighbor may sleep in it. Then they will thank you, and it will be regarded as a righteous act in the sight of the Lord your God. Do not take advantage of a hired worker who is poor or needy, whether that worker is a fellow Israelite or a foreigner residing in one of your towns. Pay them their wages each day before sunset, because they are poor and are counting on it. Otherwise, they may cry to the Lord against you, and you will be guilty of the sin."
In essence, what this text is teaching is simply give to those who are truly poor or truly in need. Give to those who are truly in need. We want to do what's right according to the will of God and what you know is right that's been taught to you from your parents or your guardians. As we reflect back in this lesson, verses 10 through 13 here, if anything was to mark the people of God, it was compassion for those in need. God has compassion for those in need. It's simply an act of kindness that God counted as righteous. And young people, those are the things we should do on a daily basis. If we know we have something, or we borrowed a pencil, or we borrowed clothing, or we borrowed something, it's just the right thing to do to give it back to them. To give it back to them. Continuing this focus on compassion, Moses pointed out that workers deserve their wages. In the text, Moses points out that the workers deserve their wages, whether they look like us or not. We need to be just and fairly in making sure the wages are given to those who have worked hard for it. If you know you've been comforted by God, He expects you to share that same comfort with someone else. And they don't have to look like you. They don't have to be your same age. If you know God is blessing you and He's kept you, it's just right for us to do the same thing with and through someone else.
Deuteronomy chapter 24, verses 17 through 21. Do not deprive the foreigner or the fatherless of justice, or take the cloak of the widow as a pledge. Remember that you were slaves in Egypt, and the Lord your God redeemed you from there. That is why I command you to do this. When you are harvesting in your field and you overlook a sheaf, do not go back to get it. Leave it for the foreigner, the fatherless, and the widow, so that the Lord your God may bless you in all the work of your hands. When you beat the olives from your trees, do not go over the branches a second time. Leave what remains for the foreigner, the fatherless, and the widow. When you harvest the grapes in your vineyard, do not go over the vines again. Leave what remains for the foreigner, the fatherless, and the widow. What is a sheaf? Take a moment to reread verses 17 through 21. In God's eyes, there's no difference between the privileged and the underprivileged.
Let's do something today. Why not try to do something different than what you've been doing before? Look for ways to assist to the underprivileged, whether providing for their needs or advocating for their rights. Let's do something right today. Until we meet again, teens, you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. Amen.